Yo, what is up, guys? We are the Clueless Podcast. If you want to know how to be a better version of yourself, hit that subscribe button down below for new episodes as well as shortened clips every goddamn Thursday. Hit that thumbs up button and the notification bell down below so you don't miss new guests. Starting next week, we will be having mental health experts, entrepreneurs, and business experts on our show to help you become a better version of yourself.
In today's episode, we talk about Conor McGregor's brutal loss, Jake Paul's next fight, did JoJo Siwa just come out, as well as our tribute to the late and great Kobe Bryant. Stay tuned for the end where we answer your most frequently asked questions, including how the pandemic has affected us as teens and tips for how to cope.
Hey yo, what's good, guys? Welcome, Clueless listeners, to the Clueless Podcast. You know the drill. To listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, we're at the Clueless Podcast, and to listen to us on YouTube, we're just at Clueless. To follow us on all of our socials, we're at the Clueless Show _ on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Also, check out our Facebook page at the Clueless Podcast. With that being said, let's get the fuck into this. You wanna fucking fight me, Conor McGregor? I'm calling you out right here.
Jake Paul is fighting Ben Askren on April 17th. Is that I called it. I fucking told you.
Yeah.
Oh shit! My man just fucking flopped the shit out!
Ryan Garcia is fighting Manny Pacquiao. What to do when you have anxiety? Here's a couple tips. We hope you guys enjoyed that little opening intro. If you didn't hear, you probably didn't. We're diversifying our content a little bit. We're starting to bring on some guests. We're elongating our in the news segments.
Yeah,
let's fucking go. Clap it up.
let's go.
And then our second segment is going to be tips on self-wellness and self-help and business tips, mental health tips, social tips, all that type of jazz. So if you want to learn how to be a better person, subscribe to the Clueless Podcast. We are back for episode.
We're fucking back!
With Ari's voice crack. Let's see. Oh, right.
Ben just barked at the camera.
In the beginning, like when we first started this, I said I said that like
Jesus.
episode 7, that's where most podcasts stop. We're at episode 6.
Oh, yeah,
We just got to make it one more episode. I think we should have a little
get this to 1,000 likes if you want us to stop.
Yo, facts get us viral.
What? He just said.
You want to know some bullshit that happened today?
What's up, bullshit?
Is it something that's cool?
Yeah. So me and
God,
this kid, who we call Taco, we were walking in the hallway, and so it's like the hallways are one-way like streets, kind of, and
He was
so
walking the wrong way?
our class was right here, and we walked past it because it was 102. We thought it was 100, so 100's right here, 102's right here, and we walked past it. And we're like, oh, we walked past it. So we just turn around. It's literally 5 feet in front of us. And this Karen, literally definition of a Karen, comes up to us and is like, yo, you guys have to walk all the way around. So our school's a circle, and it takes like 2 minutes to walk around the circle to get back to the class. And they make you do it. And there was no one in the hallway. So like that was bullshit. Like that pissed me off.
That hasn't happened to me. Just pay attention.
But no, we didn't listen.
I love Taco. Taco is a gym bro.
Yo, facts. I agree with that.
Thanks.
Yo, Taco, hit us up.
Alright, yo, what's good? I got a story today. Something that pissed me off and involves not pissed me off. Okay, wait.
It pissed Ari off.
It pissed Ari off. My bad. Let me just calm down a little bit. So I was at lunch today, and I sent this kid a photo of Ari. You didn't see his face or anything. It wasn't that serious. And he spread it. Wait, I don't even know. I don't even know. It's not a story. It's just like I sent this photo to this.
Long
kid,
story short, everyone has a video of Ari twerking now.
Yo, what the fuck?
Yo, 1,000 likes and we'll reveal that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Also, another thing that happened this week in the school front, in the educational front, on the more prefrontal cortex educational brain working. So before this, I watched this video of, we talk about Prince EA many times on the podcast about his school videos, and I saw a video of a principal reacting to the video, and he actually said something that's really interesting. While he agrees with Prince EA, he explained that if you were to sort of change up school, right? There's so many people's jobs that depend on it, such as, and most importantly, teachers, because if we were to, change change school in the way that people want it to be, there would be probably less math and science teachers, and those people would lose their jobs. Where I don't see what he said, where I don't see, but it's actually interesting, is that all these businesses that deliver food to the cafeteria, and the textbook businesses, and the smart board businesses, which I don't see, because we'd still need smart boards, are going to lose their businesses. So that's a problem. But I feel like, if we can kind of innovate the space a little bit, we can make all those things work. And I want to work towards that. And that we're going to get into that later on in the episode when we do our Q&A. One of the questions about why we started the podcast. Also, finally, we said in our school episode that we wanted our teachers to ask for feedback. And guess what? I think she might have been watching, because we got a feedback. We had to write
Jared told me
feedback
about
on the
this.
assignment.
Wait, one of our teachers? Or one of
It
your
didn't happen.
teachers?
Me and Jared had the same
She asked
bio
us for
teacher, and
feedback.
she did not ask us for feedback. So I don't know what that was
Yeah,
about.
I don't know.
She
Maybe
likes
we're in a
Jared
better
more.
class.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe no, but I
no one
appreciated
talks in my
that.
class. Literally,
And the
no one.
assignment
talks.
happened
I
to
don't
be
know.
beneficial, and I liked it, and it was good, stimulating. Wise.
What did you tell her?
Oh, that's what you mean.
I said we should
Oh.
do shit like that again. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Was it just right on a post-it note, or was it Google?
It was
Form?
right on a Google Doc.
Huh?
It's also her
That's
birthday
cool.
today, so happy
Yeah.
birthday!
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday, clap!
Yeah. 3.
Kings and
2,
queens and
1.
bishops too. Happy birthday to you.
clap.
Kings and
Yeah.
queens and bishops too. Happy birthday to you.
I heard that there's a new strand of COVID that they discovered in England and Portugal.
I think there was also one in the U.S. too. I think
Yeah,
there was-
and it's coming to the U.S. So
That's
we don't
scary.
know. The COVID vaccine might not be good for that too.
No,
and
I
that is
saw-
I have
I
seen
saw it
a
earlier.
ton of people that are getting vaccinated though. Some
yeah,
teachers
yeah,
in our
dude,
school already.
My
grandma
mom
did.
got vaccinated today. My mom, my
Them-
grandparents
wait, both
are
your
fully
parents
vaccinated.
are, right?
Both my parents and my grandparents,
God.
which is Fortnite.
That's
So
My
Your mom.
grandma just got vaccinated and my grandpa.
yeah,
Oh,
that's-
guess who's
Oh,
calling
wow.
us, guys?
Guess who's calling us? The one and only Sushi. Yo, say what's good to my
Yo.
Clueless listeners.
You're recording?
Yeah, we're recording a
Yeah,
podcast.
man,
Say
you're-
what's
you're
good to the Clueless
celebrity.
listeners.
Oh, am I gonna be in this shit?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want.
man.
to.
Got the people.
Yo,
What do you want to
say hi to
say?
the
What do you want to
listeners.
Yeah, what do
say?
you want to say? Say. You have
Say it on
10
the
seconds.
podcast.
all right. Should we get to our in the news segment?
CNN.
All right,
Yeah.
so today we are covering Conor McGregor, the 1-year anniversary of Kobe's death. Jake Paul is fighting
Whoa.
Ben Askren.
I don't know if
and-
anniversary is the right way to say that, but
JoJo Siwa gay?
Question mark. Coming to you in the news, presented by the Clueless Podcast. This weekend, Dustin Poirier knocked the fuck out of Conor McGregor. We are going to react to that right now. You should see it right here.
crazy shit.
Boys, 3, 2, 1, let's
We're
play it.
fucking
Let's
here.
play it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
I already started it.
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh my god, that right hook.
Oh
left hook.
shit! My man just fucking flopped the shit out!
Oh, he's done.
Bro,
He
that's
is
Yo, my man's career is
fucking
That's
over.
not the same Connor. That's
That
definitely
is not the same Connor. We kind of saved
Look
that.
at
We
him.
didn't watch- we
He's
saved that
gasping
the
for air
episode.
like a fucking
Top
fish.
tier barber. Yeah, yo, we saved
Kudos
that
to your
to
barber,
react
man.
with you guys.
He looks
Yeah.
like an old man.
God
Bro, it-
damn,
I
bro.
was shocked.
I can't believe he
I
was
have a
knocked
question.
out.
He's beaten him before, right?
Yeah, he beat him like 6
Yeah,
years ago
Well, no, Connor beat Dustin.
when he
right?
was prime Connor. He's
I was
not the
watching
same,
this
dog.
True Giordi thing. Shout out True Giordi, and he was saying that he lost this fire, that he wasn't as motivated
Yeah.
as he used to
Yeah.
be.
Maybe it's his hair.
Why?
He's like completely
Okay.
bald
Oh
now.
yeah, he's bald.
gonna
For
say
Floyd
that.
Mayweather. I don't know.
Yo?
Like people were giving him props for like being more mature now, but I think he's got to go back to that old like cocky kind of McGregor. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything. Like, I don't
Connor
like
put some
McGregor.
sunscreen on his
And,
head.
and also, he needs to grow his hair back. Like, he looks like a
Yeah,
fucking.
100%.
He looks like
He's
Humpty
gone through
like
like
an old
10
man.
different hairstyles. That's facts. He's gone through like 10 different hairstyles now.
Yeah.
Didn't
I
he
know.
have cornrows at one point?
I think. No, he had a
Okay.
ponytail.
He had like
Oh.
a man bun.
Yeah, no.
I
that
saw
was,
like
that was
some
brutal.
things saying that it could be like due to his wealth because like he has
Yeah.
all this money now and like now
Stop
he
at
doesn't
12,
have to
Irish
win a
whiskey.
fight. I saw some things that were saying it could be due to his wealth because like he got all this money like from is it whiskey? He has like this whiskey brand or
Proper
something. And now he doesn't have to win these fights to support his family, so like he's not as motivated.
Connor was a
That's a
beast, and
potential
now
thing.
what
I
happened,
mean,
Connor?
who
I mean,
knows?
what do you guys think is gonna happen next for him?
I think he's
he
gonna
gets back in the
retire.
ring.
Honestly,
No, I think he gets back in the ring with Dustin
I think he
Poirier.
does one more,
But he-
like, and he has that fire to show that he's like one of the best, and he is one of the best. He just flopped in this performance, but he goes back.
when's
in
the
ring
last
just
time
to
that he
show-
lost?
To Khabib.
I think
To Khabib,
didn't he
right?
last? I saw something. It was like he lost 2 of his 3
Yeah, he
fights,
did. He
something
did.
like that.
So
He's
basically
fallen
what
off.
happened is, so he lost to Nate Diaz for the title. Then he came back, beat Nate Diaz. Then I'm not sure. Then he either went to fight Floyd and then he lost to Khabib, or he lost to Khabib and then fought Floyd and then took like a 2-year break. And then last January he fought Cowboy, knocked him out in 90 seconds. And then this year we thought he was going to be the same Conor. He was not. He was bald. He was terrible. He got knocked out in the second round. He was gassed. He came out swinging. I mean, and then
He was
someone.
making fundamental mistakes too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. what
Yeah,
happened to him.
yeah. He's like, he was never good on the ground, but he's like, there's no, like, he's only a striker. He should probably, take, I don't know. I don't even know if he takes the fight with Poirier. I was talking to someone today and they said that McGregor's still McGregor. And if you're Khabib, you would rather get in the ring with Dustin Poirier than McGregor. I would rather get in the ring with McGregor or the cage with McGregor than Dustin Poirier right now. That dude's a beast. He's not washed. And he, like, at the end of his fight, he blamed it on, like, his inactivity. I mean, and maybe that'll do it to you, you know?
And I also think he switched training camps. Yeah, well, he was saying like, and he's a big Conor fan too. He was just saying like, it wasn't the same him. He was making fundamental mistakes. Like he couldn't time his shots. He wasn't as accurate as he used to be. And bro, it's just like it's fucking crazy.
It looked like he was just like trying to block the punches. I mean, it didn't look like he was gonna fire back at all or counter any of those. He was just kind of going like this.
Khabib is retired, right?
Yeah, here, I found it. He just retired, and,
It's the one
like,
that says,
after
like,
his
this is
fight
what happened.
in, yeah, October. People say Khabib's the GOAT because he's never lost. He beat McGregor. He just beat Justin Gaethje. I think that's how you said it. So this is what Khabib tweeted. You're seeing this on the right of your screen right now, just like you saw the Khabib highlight. This is what Khabib tweeted. This is what happens when you change your team, leave the sparring partners who made you a champion, and sparring with little kids far away from reality. Harsh.
Wasn't there also like some
Yeah.
crazy shit that went down after the fight with Khabib and Conor?
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk
Khabib
about
beat
Jake
the
Paul,
shit outta-
Connor,
Oh
I
yeah, we
mean-
can talk about that.
Jake and Connor?
I mean,
If
I think
any of
it's
you
gonna
haven't
happen.
seen-
It's definitely
But
gonna
yeah,
happen.
it's gonna happen.
I don't know if
Jake
it's gonna
Paul is
happen.
going off on all his socials, just making fun of him and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Did you guys see like the Popeyes one?
Oh, the chicken one?
The chicken. Can I have a Conor
I have a
McGregor
Conor
sandwich?
McGregor sandwich.
One
I
chicken
remember-
sandwich coming up. One chicken
Me and
sandwich.
Me,
Yeah.
Jared, and Ari were in an Xbox party, and Jared's first reaction to the knockout was, what's Jake Paul gonna do to this?"
Also, Jake Paul made an exposed video on Conor McGregor about one of his sparring partners that apparently gave him good work. He posted a video of this sparring partner fighting in a low class boxing league against a terrible fighter and getting knocked out, knocked the fuck out, got dropped 4 times, and he's like, "This is the dude that's giving you work? I would beat the shit out of this dude." Really interesting because it backs Khabib's tweet, so obviously there's something going on with Conor's camp that he switched
What happened to
that we
Conor,
don't know,
man?
obviously.
Something's going
Sparring
on in
with
this
a-
man's head. I mean, he shaved his head. Like, what the fuck are you doing,
Yeah.
Connor?
Kind of looked
Could
like
be
an
that
egg,
he
not
just
gonna
has a
lie.
bunch of wealth now. He's rich.
I mean,
no.
Could have gone.
I can make a donation to you if you want. Hit me up.
Yeah, yeah.
Does
for sure.
so? I mean,
You want to
at the end
fucking
of the
fight
day-
me, Conor McGregor? I'm calling you out right here.
Oh shit, we got the call out. Ari Leshner.
We're gonna go in the
Conor McGregor.
fucking octagon, and we're gonna. Now I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, Conor McGregor. Let me get a fucking Conor McGregor sandwich. All right, today marks a day where a year since Kobe died.
Yeah, you
Alright.
heard it.
All right.
Cue the sad music,
Oh.
man. You know, we were at
It's a
first
podcast,
like
but-
a little hesitant to do this segment because like
We
I
don't like
wanna
talking about
just-
grief or anything.
Well, not that. It's just like that, and I don't want to go
Brings
on
back
and on
some
about this, but like
Bad, you know.
I felt it was only proper to pay respect to not only a legend on the court, a legend that means more than basketball. And to me, even though basketball is my favorite game in the world, and I'm not a Lakers fan, this dude means like way more to me than people will ever understand. And he means a lot to a lot of people. A lot of people jumped on his bandwagon after his death, and I'm not like crucifying people for that. And not a lot of people know this, but like Kobe was one of the people who helped me from like with a really tough time for my life, even though like I sound like a bitch and I shouldn't be saying like that I went through any tough times because I'm lucky and I have a good life. But like one of the tough times that I went through in my life was like, I mean, tough times, but for me, like where I was struggling was about 2 years ago in 7th grade. And for some reason, I was just extremely antisocial. I had no motivation to talk to people, even though I wanted to talk to people. I could never find the words to get out of my mouth. So long story short, this problem like continued until I came across like a Kobe motivational video, and he described the story of like when he came back from his Achilles tear, and he said how he broke it up. Okay, so by this date, I'm going to be walking. I'm going to be off my crutches. By this date, I'm going to be running. By this date, I'm going to be able to run 3 miles. By this date, I'm going to be able to jump. And then he made his return from the Achilles injury, which is the most brutal injury in sports, pretty much. He taught me how to break up my problems in steps, and he taught me like the work ethic that I have now. And
Didn't he
ultimately,
also bounce?
Yeah.
Didn't he also bounce back from like rape allegations?
He did. I mean, that was
Yeah.
just young Kobe. But like, anyways, like this problem that I had, it made me very upset, and it was going on from like my 7th grade year of school, from like September to January, and Kobe Bryant was one of the people that helped me break down this problem, and I eventually figured out what the problem was. That I don't feel like talking about that on the podcast, but he taught me how to break down everything possible that could have been causing this problem. I solved the problem, and overall I was a happier person. And with that being said, like Kobe's been a huge inspiration in my life. Like I said, taught me my work ethic and taught me how to fix my problems and face my fears. Rest in peace, and you will never be forgotten, Kobe.
Yeah, what a legend.
I mean, I'm not such a basketball fan, like as big as a basketball fan as Jared is, but it's so sad to see a legend die that early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It was a year ago too. That's the most crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember there were TikToks like all over my For You page, and then like right as the first one fucking came up, like the news notifications, I got like a CNN notification that Kobe died. I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
My grandma.
definitely
I was on
not
the way
basketball.
home, and my grandma calls me. I don't remember what she
really?
said because it was a year ago, but she called me.
So it's a funny story because I was actually in a sneaker shop, and I was about to sell a pair of Kobe's, and these dudes behind the counter were freaking out. So I was with my cousin. I just assumed that they'd sold like a pair of sneakers for like $10,000, some crazy amount of money. I was like, it's good. And then I checked my phone, and I see a report that Kobe died. And I had the Kobe's in my hand, and my heart like just
Yeah, that's
broke, bro. That was
Wow.
I had a game that day. I wrote like "Rip Legend" on my sneakers, all that shit. But
Oh, were they the red ones?
no,
Were
no,
those
they
them?
were Kobe's. They were Kobe's. They were the Kobe's
Ah.
that he dropped 81 points in. The same ones.
Oh
Well,
wow.
Yeah.
To bring the energy up a little bit, because that's a sad point. I think my mom, like before I was born, they lived in a different town. I think they lived in like Pennsylvania. I think they lived where Kobe went to high school.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
That's cool.
What's it
I
called?
mean, I wasn't alive, so like
in Philadelphia. Right?
Philadelphia or Pennsylvania. I don't know.
Yeah, Lower Marion. Lower Marion.
I never really watched basketball, but of course I knew Kobe. I mean, everyone
Everyone-
fucking knew Kobe. And like, yeah. And I was like,
when you
Kobe,
shoot,
whenever I
paper
shot,
in the
like,
garbage bin, you say
yep.
Kobe.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
I'm just
man.
Kobe. Rip a
Rest in
legend.
peace. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
JoJo Siwa has come out as gay in a viral TikTok.
It was first assumed that she was coming out the other day when she posted a Born This Way TikTok that went absolutely viral. This song is considered the LGBTQ anthem.
I'm guessing that she's bi because she had a boyfriend, I believe.
Well, I mean,
anybody?
a lot of times
I
people
do
do
not
that
know.
to kind of shield from like the outside backlash because obviously, and I don't understand why it is, but people are still homophobic and anti-gay, and I think like this is an awesome thing because it shows people that obviously it is okay to be gay. I mean, just think about some little girl's dad living down south somewhere is probably homophobic. They don't know why they're homophobic. They
Probably
think
their
that all
parents,
gay people
maybe.
should be dead. And their little girl is a JoJo Siwa fan. Now they know that JoJo Siwa is still a rock star and she's at the same time gay, and it's okay. And they're not going to be
Yeah,
brainwashed by their parents.
That
in
also
that kind of sense.
connects to like what we were talking about in ELA about implicit bias, like where it's like you're taking everything in, like your background, your family, and all that, but you don't know that you're taking it. It's just unconscious.
It's just subconscious.
You're just
You don't think
unconsciously
about
taking it in. You don't know that you're taking it in, but you're forming these opinions just from what you're being surrounded by.
Yeah.
It's exactly
My guess is this has been like in the workings, not in the workings, but this has been floating around her household maybe for a while. But my guess is she was under contract and she can't talk about that stuff because
Really?
I do believe that that Nickelodeon, or is she on Disney or Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network?
I have no clue.
I know she had like like a TV show,
Yeah.
or she starred in a TV show or something. But my guess is she was under contract and couldn't tell anybody, probably except for like her family, that she was gay. Which
Why do you say that?
that must be really hard.
That's
No, I
fucked
feel
up.
like she-
Nah, there's no
Yeah.
way. There's no way that they
Yeah, I don't
made her
think-
do that.
Maybe. I
No, I mean
think she just
we know
chose the right time. I don't know, like when she.
we
built
know
it.
child stars. They
I
gotta
mean,
be
a lot of people. Yeah.
We know one child star.
No,
No,
but
we
a lot
know
of
it.
people,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't feel comfortable coming out. And I mean, it looks like she did, but it's a terrible thing, like that people aren't comfortable coming out. Like they shouldn't even have to come out. You know, it shouldn't be assumed
Yeah.
that everyone's straight. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
Do we
I'm
know
saying
how old
that
she is?
as a straight person? Like,
she's 17,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
That's difficult to
crazy.
do when you're 17.
with that being said, should we get to our last topic of in the news?
Yes, sir.
Jake
Yes,
Paul
sir.
is fighting Ben Askren on April 17th.
Oh
And
my
first thing-
God! Whoa!
First thing I want to say is that I called it. I fucking told you.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
called
That
it.
is
I
true.
told you. I told you. I told you. And I'm gonna keep saying that until you realize that I fucking told you. I told you.
He fucking
that-
told you.
Yeah,
He
yes,
told
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
He
told
told
you.
you.
Yes, Clueless.
He told
There
all
was
of
gonna be-
you.
You see this here?
There's gonna be no KSI. KSI's a bitch. There's gonna be no Dylan Dennis. 'cause
Fuck
he
you,
had an
KSI.
injury. And the only reason there's gonna be no Conor McGregor because he had a fight in January and he got knocked the fuck out.
And he's a chicken.
So the only guy
Gonna
that
Conor
was left
McGregor's
is
family.
Ben Askren, and Ben Askren loves to talk shit. He's gonna be great to sell the fight. I'm saying he's probably gonna fight Askren in
Oh my
April.
god.
And
I
if you
saw-
don't know, Ben Askren is the person who got knocked out in like 3 seconds by
Yeah,
Jorge
yeah.
Masvidal. He's a bum.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna get
Also,
knocked
did you guys
out.
see Jake Paul's story? He fucking DM'd Ben Askren's wife.
Yeah,
he
it's
said,
up on the
"Hey,
screen right here. It's up on
heart,
the
heart." Screen to the right or to the left?
screen. Right here on the screen.
What's good, Jake Paul?
Yo, what's up, Jake Paul? Which
He
way,
said,
this
"Hey,
way?
baby." Yeah.
Oh,
no, but
he
like,
said,
I mean,
"Hey,
he's
baby."
just like the internet villain. You know what I mean?
he is. He is.
Yeah.
No, I told you.
He's always been the internet villain.
He's gonna go. He's gonna get Askren in April. He's probably gonna get Dennis in September. Then maybe KSI or McGregor. The troll at the end of the trail, as he likes to call it. To see
Sure.
the shit talk that goes down, as you guys may not know, Ben Askren talked a shit ton of shit to Jorge Masvidal
ton of shit.
in his
Shit ton of
last
shit.
UFC
In the shit.
fight, And he got knocked out in 7 seconds. If you do the
knock the
calculations, it was
fuck
actually
out.
3.
Mhm.
What are your predictions? Early predictions for the fight?
Are you fucking
Oh,
serious?
fucking. I think
you
they'll.
serious
I
right now?
think they'll go. I think they'll go all the rounds. But
No,
honestly, I'm just gonna
definitely.
say.
Crazy.
I'm
You're
just gonna
crazy.
say now. I have faith in Jake. I think he'll really win this one. But because it's Jake Paul, he's gonna like lose to like a count or something. What's it called?
Wait, it's like,
He's gonna
does
lose
Ben
to split
Askren have
decision.
any like good
decision.
aspects like to his fighting
He's a
game?
wrestler. He's a wrestler.
Yeah, you can't.
He's
I
not a
mean,
fighter.
you can
He's not
tie
a
up in
boxer.
boxing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but he's also a professional
He
athlete.
doesn't.
And
There's
no
no way
offense to
that
Jake
that guy has
Paul,
the
I'm a Jake
power.
Pauler.
I'm a Jake
What?
Paul too. I love
Same.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
There's no way. Oh, I was gonna say, there's no way that guy doesn't have a chin because he got knocked out in 3 seconds, and there's no way he has power. He's old. He's like 40. Jake Paul's young and has
No.
like just like spastic power that he doesn't even know about.
And he's like training
Um,
every day. He's
yeah,
like
Askren's- there's no way he's
literally a
training.
professional boxer. He's not like a professional. He
literally-
is a professional boxer.
Basically, he said that he's gonna get a bunch of money to fight Jake Paul. So why doesn't he just fight Jake Paul? It doesn't seem like he actually cares about beating him. He just cares about the bag. He's gonna go back into his little cave, train his kids at his academy, and yeah.
Yeah. Wait, who?
And also
Ben Askren or
Ben
Conor?
Askren, yeah, Ben Askren. Also, it
Yeah,
looks
Conor's-
like Dylan Dennis is still talking shit, even though it's clear that he ran.
Bro, he's always
away
been
from him.
talking
Isn't
shit.
his
He's
knee,
gonna, he's
like,
gonna get
broken?
knocked out. I want him to get knocked out
Yeah.
after Ben Askren.
Yo, I need him to get knocked. He's
Bro,
annoying.
he talks so
dog.
much shit.
He
Can-
literally said
fucking,
when Ryan Garcia took the Manny Pacquiao fight, he literally said that Ryan
Oh,
Garcia was running from
talk
him. We should talk about
Dana White? Dana White?
Wait, can we talk about
Dana
that
White,
Manny
that
Pacquiao
guy's a
Garcia
fucking
fight?
bitch.
Can we talk
yeah,
about
we
that?
can talk about it, right, Cor?
Bro,
Oh, I
that
didn't
is
see that.
insane. That's
I know.
That's crazy. Oh my god, that's
It's an
happened?
exhibition
What
though,
happened?
so it doesn't really count.
Ryan
If you
Garcia
guys
is fighting.
didn't know,
Manny
Ryan
Pacquiao.
Garcia is fighting Manny Pacquiao. We don't know when it's going to
Oh.
take place, but it is happening. Manny
That's-
Pacquiao, one
Yeah.
of the greatest boxers of
And
all
I
time.
saw something. I like Googled it. Or, like I was on YouTube and I saw something. Ryan Garcia will never trash talk Manny Pacquiao, and he's posted so many things
Yeah.
like best man wins, just respecting him because he is
Mhm.
one of the greatest of all time. Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. What are your predictions for that fight?
I think Manny Pacquiao.
You know what? I think
I think
Manny,
Garcia.
Manny Pacquiao. is
You would
gonna
think
win.
Ryan Garcia is gonna
I
win?
think Garcia is gonna take it. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he's hungry.
I want him to take it because I like Ryan
I don't want
Garcia.
him to.
I like that
I
TikTok
think-
of him.
I want Manny Pacquiao.
He knows he has a chin now. I think that left hook is gonna I think, and it's an exhibition, so it doesn't count for their record. It's gonna be a huge,
Why is it an exhibition though?
because I mean you don't want to give Ryan Garcia the loss. I mean maybe they think he's gonna lose, because
think
he's
he
still he's a superstar. I think obviously it's tough, right? Because Manny Pacquiao's gonna be out of the game soon, and that's like a huge fight that he should take, and he's got to fight Tank. I think he should, fight like mid-level fighters, like maybe go get a what's his face, whatever the guy's name that Luke Campbell beat. I don't remember his
Dustin
name.
Poirier.
Luke
I'm just
Campbell fights.
My
Okay,
God.
it's not important.
Lomachenko. I thought he should fight Jorge Linares or Vasily Lomachenko, and then go get Tank. But predictions for that fight, yeah, I think Garcia's going to take it. He's taller, his reach is longer, he's experienced now.
Yeah.
So, and also my prediction for the Jake Paul fight is, ready for it? I think it's going early first round. I think it's going to be an even more brutal knockout than the Nate Robinson fight. I think it's going to be similar. I think Askren's going to come at him fast with a lot of swinging punches.
Just like Nate Robinson.
Yeah, because the simple fact he's not a boxer. Then he's gonna get clipped hard in the first round. I think he'll get knocked down once or twice in the second round, and then I think in the third round, I can just picture, I can just see the meme of him lying flat on his face. And
I
knocking
literally
the fuck out.
like can't
And just
imagine
Bernie
it going all the
Sanders
way.
just fucking sitting in the
can't see it.
background.
Yeah, there's no way. And I can't see Bernie Sanders in the background. Yeah, there's
Those
no
fucking
way.
memes.
I don't see.
I don't think it's possible for him to survive that long.
Yeah,
He's a
and
bum.
also-
He's literally a bum.
He's a meme,
Yeah.
dude. Ben Askren. Ben
love
Askren. Let's see, what's his height? Jake Paul's about 6'1". Ben Askren is 36 years old. and his height. Jake Paul is 24, I think, and his Ben Askren's height is 5'10". Okay, that's actually taller than I thought. That's a lot taller than I thought. Jake Paul only has 2 inches on him, so that's interesting. That was it for today's segment of In the News. We hope you liked it. If you have any suggestions for our content, we wanted to make that In the News a little more professional. Let us know any In the News segments you want us to talk about. DM us on Instagram. Leave your comments down below about what you thought. Now we're gonna get into the main segment of the episode, the
Q&A.
Hey,
The fucking Q&A.
Let's go.
All right, so while we're on the topic of sports, why don't we talk about youth sports? I mean, I'm sure there's kids out there that play them. So, from Austin, what are our thoughts on the protocol on youth sports? Personally, I think where I live, they're doing it right. Like, I play hockey, and they're not letting us bring our bags into the rink and letting us get undressed and dressed in there so that, like, we limit the traction. So, if you guys have ever seen, like, a lacrosse game, the guys that don't have bags, they carry their shit on their stick. So, like, I slide my helmet and my skates on there and my gloves. So, I mean, I think they're doing it right where I live.
So it was apparently announced that, like, winter sports can take place if, like, health experts approve it. That's what Cuomo said, which is surprising. I play basketball, and today was the first time I shot a basketball in months. In gym class, they actually let us shoot on separate hoops. And I just think, even though games aren't safe, it's not safe to play a basketball game. But they should open the gyms at our school, and they should let us, like, book, there's, like, 6 hoops in the gym. I think even more. There might be, like, 8. They should let us book separate times for us to go practice. Just because, like, where we live, it snows. It's snowing today. We can't shoot outside. Luckily, my jump shot's still good. For some, I don't even know how. My handle's not. My handle's broke. And, yeah, I need to freshen up my game if this season's going to start. And I think it's important for mental health and kids' fitness. Yeah.
Would you
Dennis,
be wearing
what do
a
you think
mask
about
the
your
entire?
esports?
Yeah, you would definitely be wearing a mask.
Yeah, I wear a mask when I play. So.
Yeah, hockey's a little easier probably, just because.
Thankfully, I have I go to a rink with.
In the NBA, what do they do? Because they don't wear masks.
It's a $1 billion industry. They get tested every day.
Yeah.
Really?
And I mean, but it's still a problem. There's still teams having to shut down their games because, and there's like a whole debate if the NBA should stop the season.
Our games. Sports where I live were actually shut down for a month or 2, I think. But luckily, I go to a rink with 2 rinks, so they can put us on. And it's privately owned. It's not owned by the city. I don't play for a city team, but yeah, they could put us on with 1 coach and like 3 or 4 kids, I think. So I got to practice for like 30 minutes.
Okay.
In terms of basketball. In terms of basketball, I wish they would just let us practice. I mean, it's bad. And I also saw this hashtag that people were like floating around. Hashtag let the kids play. And I agree, like it sucks. But we're all missing out on sports. It's not just one kid.
We're all missing out on everything.
We're all missing out on it. It's not just one kid, and and I'm angry about it too, but for you to like take it in like such a life-threatening way, like there's other parts of life, and I think that's what this quarantine and COVID has let us realize, that there's other more important things in life. And believe me, basketball is a huge part of my life. I would not be the person I am without it today. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to consider it may not be safe. I do think there's ways for us to still let us play. Like I said before, open up the gyms and let us practice with masks on separate hoops. But yeah, I mean, that's just my 2 cents on it.
I actually have a question for Dennis. How are your esports? Your Fortnite gaming?
I don't even play Fortnite. I don't play it. Okay. The next question comes from my mom. So thank you, Mom. I love you. And it is, why did you start the podcast?
Well, to inform the kids, to inform the youth, of course.
Yeah.
For me, like personally, I said to like express our ideas and try and start something new. Because with COVID and the pandemic, everything is just super boring. Yeah, and we have like nothing to do, and like this gives us something to focus on and trying to grow. It's fun.
And I mean, I'm gonna drop out of high school one day, so I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
no,
I'm not fucking dropping out of high
I
school.
mean,
But I know Jared was saying it like a few weeks ago or months ago, but he's always felt something in his heart that like he was destined for fame. I believe.
yeah,
Is that
no,
right?
no, and yeah, like,
He's a maverick.
okay, but like, no, I mean, and for me personally, like, I know this might sound a little cliche, but like, I am obsessed with like doing hard work other than school because it's not what interests me. We've went over this before, and becoming like,
Thousand times we've gone over that. 1,000 times.
kind of like an entrepreneur type, you know. And one day, I know it's cliche, like one day I want to grow my platform like big enough so that I can use it for good and use it to advocate for things I'm passionate about, like the school system. And it's always been a dream of mine to work on my own schedule and, kind of decide what I want to do with my life and not let
Basically,
the
Jared wants to be a
world
TikToker and
decide
join the
for
TikTok
me.
house.
Yeah.
All right. So, the next question also comes from Dennis's mom. How has this pandemic affected y'all personally?
In the beginning, I don't think I talked to anybody for like 2 months, and thank you, our friend. Can I say his name?
Sure.
Why not? Just say.
And his name is Jonah. Thankfully, it was his birthday, and we all have like gaming consoles, and it was his birthday. We were supposed to have a sleepover, and he decided, you know what? Let's all play Fortnite. Let's all have a Fortnite party.
Great game. Great game. Amazing
Jesus.
game.
So we all grinded the 6 for a quick second, and I was like, damn, I am so fucking lucky that I actually have people during this pandemic now, because I think it was in April that we had our gaming party, and obviously the pandemic started in March, so I wasn't doing my schoolwork, so I was a bum, and I was like, oh, this is like a vacation, because it was like a vacation for me, honestly. And I was like, I was getting bored, and I was getting like a little bit sad. But yeah, the pandemic
Yeah.
affected me. I think it affected me in a good way. Like I got a little bit of
Yeah.
a break from reality.
Okay. So like Ari just said, I agree with him. Like, at the beginning of the pandemic, like everyone kind of disappeared. All the kids that you see at school every day disappeared,
Yeah.
and you started to realize who in your life is really there for you. A lot of the kids just stopped, talking to me. And
Yes.
these two were like
Wait.
the main, and a couple
Can I say
other
something?
friends were like the main people that kept our connection, and that was important.
Thank
to me.
God.
Right into what Jared said. Like, this is so weird. Have you noticed that, like, kids, they talk way less in class now? Like, compared to
Oh,
before
yeah.
Corona?
I
That
kind of
is
like
so
that. I kind
weird.
of fucking like that.
No,
It's so weird. No one
because
talks.
no, like okay, the beginning of the quarantine, the first 6 months, I think that was, even though like it caused deaths, I think for a lot of kids, it's like I can't really speak for you guys, but I think I can, especially myself. It gave me time that I never had to work on myself as a human. I picked up an internship. I started
Shout
a
out
charity
Knicks fan
project.
CP. We love you, CP.
Shout out. And I started working out, and that was huge. That was huge for me. I started just caring about myself and looking out for myself and not worrying about other people. And
Yeah.
yeah. But now I feel like now it's starting to take the toll. Like we've been at it for about 11 months, and now that we're back in school, I find I hate going to, like, I used to like going to school to talk to people. Now I'm just walking in
Sucks.
the hallway. Some kid will
Yeah.
come up to me and I'm like, bro, I just don't want to talk to you right now. Like I hate it. I hate being
I think Jared
antisocial.
walked into school, AirPods in, hood
Yeah,
over his
yeah,
head,
yeah.
head
Dude,
down.
you were
everything.
sitting away from everyone today in the,
Oh,
in the
okay.
cafeteria.
That's not true.
Yes,
know,
you
I
always
That's
did.
usually
thankfully-
I
I-
usually sit in the same seat every day.
Yeah, but
I
why don't you go
thankfully-
sit closer to all the people? You sit by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
I know, but it's like we gotta try to be social. It's just like I hate it, and everyone's switching to virtual. No one wants to go to school anymore. It
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks. Like it's
Are
a
you gonna
new
become
like
virtual?
normal. I don't want to.
I'm not
but, like,
going virtual.
It's
Yeah, I'm
easier.
definitely-
It's so much easier. and
Yeah,
you get
it
an
is,
extra
but
hour
like
of
I
sleep.
can't stand sitting in front of a computer all day.
Yeah,
That's,
I know. Yeah.
that's just ass.
Do you guys have any tips for people that are like struggling through this time? Like if they're forced to be virtual or not allowed to hang out with any friends and are like struggling with anxiety. And speaking of anxiety and mental health,
How's your
we're
mental
not
health?
we're not like big sufferers of that. We all get anxiety from time to time. Next week we're having a mental
keep it
health
in.
expert on, so if you stay tuned for that if you need more tips.
That's gonna
But
be
any
sick.
Yeah,
any tips
that's a
that
big
you guys
project.
I have some myself.
Follow
that-
our Instagram if you want to see that announcement. It should be coming fairly soon.
fairly soon.
Yep. Yeah, I'm
No,
very
any,
excited for that.
But do you guys have any
Any
tips?
advice?
Yeah.
for people struggling.
Just stay connected to reality. Try to stay
Yeah.
connected to reality. Try to get into new things. Try to
Yeah, I was gonna say
start
that.
working out or something.
Like,
try
Take on
to like
hobby.
overcome fear. That's what I did during quarantine. I tried to overcome like my fears and
Playing
stuff.
Fortnite. You were very scared when you're playing Fortnite and you overcame your fear.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
Yeah,
but in
I
all
overcame-
seriousness, okay, so I found doing a little study on myself, like when we first got back to school, and I would hang out with friends that weren't you guys. I would just get anxious about the whole thing and like trying to make plans with COVID and trying to get a ride because all my friends from my town, besides Dennis and a couple other kids, live like 20 minutes away, and trying to get a ride there is hard. And I would just get anxious about these things all the time, and it's like it feels like you're trapped. So like some advice I could give if anyone's struggling, if you're just searching your YouTube right now, like what to do when you have anxiety. Here's a couple tips. Obviously exercise. I mean, exercise isn't for everyone, but it works. Especially like for me, like a lot of people, it works for. Take a walk, go breathe in fresh air, ride your bike. Go outside. Think. That's where a lot of creative ideas come from. Something that really works for me is start writing. Just write down your thoughts on a journal.
Right?
I do that all the time. I have
Sometimes when
post-it
I'm-
notes like in my
I've
backpack
done
all
that
the
before,
time.
but I got bored of it.
When I get anxious, and it's interesting because you can go back like after 2 months and go read that, and it brings you back to a time, and it lets you know how you've improved as a person. When you improve your mental health. For some people, meditation works. It doesn't really for me. I don't really like it. But I mean, sometimes when my mind is just racing, like as I said, like I want to be an entrepreneur, and I always have different thoughts. My mind is racing. I can't turn it off. I meditate. Yeah, and just
Yeah,
work on
I was
yourself.
into meditation during quarantine, like to go to sleep, because like I had like this thing where I would stay up until like 4 in the morning sometimes, and like I can't fall asleep that late because I'm like weird like that. So like I fucking meditated, and it worked.
We talked about this.
honestly.
We talked about this. Yeah.
I used to do that, but like I can't concentrate to do that. Oh god.
Yeah.
Enough
Oh,
friends
and
to do
one
that.
more thing. So one thing that I did is, during the quarantine and now, like when I'm home from school, we don't really have much homework anymore, and we don't have to study. Turn your blank time when you're just taking a nap and laying around into positive time. And a perfect example of that is us starting this podcast. We now have an extra thing that we need to do. Posting on social media, editing all this content for you guys. It gives us, turning that time where we did nothing and putting that time into positive time. Think about it like that. It's like, when an art teacher tells you to fill up the white blank space on a paper, that's basically what you're doing. Yeah, just work on yourself.
That was a
Weiss Wine asks, do teenagers ever consider what it must be like for their parents to guide them? We kind of talked about this in the last episode. It is a little bit of a different question, but what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I consider it. I'm very close with my parents. I tell them a lot of stuff, because I think that's the way it should be, and I understand why they don't yell at me really, because I understand why they did yell at me, and I understand why they got mad at me. Looking back on it now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's important to be honest with your parents, obviously. Like, it just makes things a lot easier just to be able to open up and tell them what you're feeling, and you can help in the long run.
That part is a little bit hard for me, but I mean, I tell them about my life, and I tell them what's going on with like the other kids. Like
Yeah,
They support you.
Yeah,
That's
they
important.
support me, which is the best thing. If you're a parent, just support your kid, which I'm sure you do,
Yeah.
because if you don't, then
You suck.
you're weird.
No. And there's some parents that just force their kids
Nah,
into
yeah, no.
doing things. Like, I want to give
That's
props to like my
I'm
parents
totally
because they gave me like a free road, whatever you're interested in. And I remember in 6th grade they were trying to force me to do like a club because they wanted me to do something extracurricular. And I think over time they noticed that that wasn't my interest right now. I just wanted to get adjusted to middle school at that time. And they realized that they made that adjustment, and now I'm doing a bunch of extracurricular shit. And if you just take your kids on a case by case basis, yeah, and we do acknowledge it. And some kids don't. We talked about it in the last episode, but like we see how around us some kids' parents aren't raising them correctly. They're coddled. Everyone's,
Yeah.
like
We talked about that in the last episode.
yeah.
So
Bitch.
go check that out if you haven't seen
And
it.
I
Yeah.
know we're difficult. It's hard to
Good
raise a child. I think about this all the time. How am I going to raise my kid? And I've actually just started to come to some conclusions. But yeah,
Yeah, I haven't.
Whoa.
I'm not even
Oh,
sure if I
shit.
want kids. I'm 14, so I don't have to worry about that for like another.
Yeah, I don't know why.
15
people-
years,
I don't have to worry
hopefully.
about that for another at least.
But
So,
yeah, I
like,
often do think if I have a kid, how am I gonna raise them? Am I gonna
Yeah.
raise them to be like tough? Or...
Do teenagers ever understand that their parents don't want to discipline their kids, but they have to?
I didn't realize that. I thought I know parents need to discipline their kids, but
Yeah.
I never thought that like they didn't want to, but I never thought that they did either.
Mhm.
So,
And,
mean,
like,
that
when
was
I was
never
younger-
a question that crossed my mind. So
When I was younger, when like my parents were disciplining me, I originally thought like, "Oh my God, why are they being so mean to me? Like, let me do my
Yeah.
own thing." But now I realize that they're doing that so you can have the fundamental skills that you need for your later life. Like in the long run, it's gonna help you. And although it might hurt you now, it's what you need to know.
Yeah, and so like I'm gonna give some advice right here. Like, if you guys didn't know, Weisswein is my uncle, and he in the last, he has a 4-year-old going into kindergarten next year, so, and he has like a 2-year-old, and so he's a new parent. And just some advice, like what I really recently started to realize about my parents' parenting. I think it's just really important, even though kids are extremely difficult, like to realize that it's a case-by-case basis, and it's really important to study your child and like take note of what they respond well to. Some kids respond really well to discipline. Like, for example, my siblings, both of my siblings need discipline. If they didn't have discipline, they would be playing video games all day and being on their device. Me personally, I respond horrible to discipline. I hate when people discipline me. I hate when people tell me what to do. Like, even when I'm being coached in basketball. And I think it's important to think outside of the box. Like I said, every kid responds differently. And like for your young kids, like, it maybe one day they don't want to take a nap. I don't know. Like maybe one day they don't want to eat
yeah.
And
Well, the problem with the nap, I think, is like they need
Well, I
to
mean,
get
it's
like
just
a crazy amount of sleep.
I know. I'm just
But-
saying out, like maybe they don't want to eat their food. Don't like pick your battles. This is what my mom's always says. Pick your battles.
And
it's
also,
also
it relates
Maybe
to
they
like
don't
when you were
wanna eat their
talking about
vegetables.
knowing your audience for teachers. It's so
Right.
important.
It's
your
a
audience.
case by case basis. Yeah. Also, as they get older, I think it's important, and I wish my parents did this with me. I was talking this to my mom. She said I really never needed it, but I wish my mom would do this to my siblings because they're kind of different. Make them do some work. I mean, make them collect the garbage, and they're gonna hate it in the moment, but that's a battle you should pick.
Yeah.
It teaches them work
It was
ethic.
always-
I mean, make them do projects around the house. Like I always see my dad, fixing and painting shells and putting up pictures and building couches. Like, and it's taught me like what I have to do. So lead by example. Don't always don't like yell at them. Like most kids don't respond well to that. Like notice when they're in a good mood and keep them in the good mood. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
emptying my brain here, trying to give some parenting advice.
Are the Knicks going to the playoffs?
Oh, okay. That's what you said. Okay. I don't know. Y'all know
No.
I am.
Aren't,
okay.
Haven't they been doing good though?
Yeah, they have. Who asked this? Sage?
I
Sage or
I
Jake?
said
One of
guy.
okay. So someone on
Probably,
Instagram
probably
asked.
Jake. No, probably, yeah, probably.
Oh,
Jake.
and then there's another question I have to answer after this, but probably I think it was Jake. It doesn't matter. Anyways, for you Knicks fans out there, that's tough. I don't know.
No.
This year they're 8-10 right now. And Thibodeau has done a hell of a job with this team. And
Weren't you
I
mad
don't
when
know.
he became the coach?
Yeah, I was, but I realize now he was the best option. He
Now we got
disciplined.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's like,
Yeah, he's not
I
playing
love
too well.
Obi-Wan.
But Julius Randle and RJ Barrett are playing awesome. We got some shooters. Alec Burks quickly is fucking amazing. Kevin Knox is playing better. Anyways,
Jared
I
could
think
literally talk about the Knicks. For
yeah,
like
I could
hours.
talk the Knicks
Yeah.
for hours. Anyone wants to talk Knicks, hit me up. I'll talk to you. But no, I think they're gonna make that 10th seed. The 10th seed plan. If you guys don't know, this season they're expanding the playoffs to the 9th and 10th seed. So if you win a game, you make it into a round of the playoffs in the 9th and 10th seed. I think they can make it there. You know, they're gonna have their little spurts where they go on losing streaks, like they're on one right now. But they're also gonna have their streaks where they beat the
Oh my
Warriors
God.
and they beat the Bucks. I received one more question from that kid. He asked, so I was talking about something in our school episode about like a time that I turned my assignment in and like I turned it in late and I got a 0 from it. Okay, that was completely misinterpreted. He said, "Do you still agree with that point?" Yes, I agree with it because what I said was we were up. What I said was basically I did an assignment, and normally in a normal school year, I would be able to show that assignment that I did to my teacher the next day. However, since we're in a COVID world, I couldn't show her that
COVID world. We live in a COVID world.
until 2 days. So I didn't. I do this every time. I always scan my work, which we have to do. And there was one time I didn't do it, so I get a 0 out of 3, and it tanks my grade. It brings my grade down like 2 points, and that's huge for your GPA. So I just think that's unfair, and like, you know, teachers need to be a little more mindful about it, and that was kind of fucked up. So yes, I still do agree with that point.
Thank you all for listening to this episode of the Clueless Podcast. Remember to subscribe to us on all socials. Follow us on
Platforms.
Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Thank you for listening, and have a good day, y'all.
Yeah. Also, stay tuned for
See you
new
later.
content. We are working on some new projects, so please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Comment I subscribed, and if you follow us on Spotify, leave us a review on our podcast. DM us proof, and we'll give you a shout out. You guys don't do that.
Shout out to Kylo
Yeah.
Mike. He's the only one that did that.
Yeah,
He's
shout
a real
out,
one.
exactly.
Shout out to
stay tuned
Kylo
for new
Mike.
content.
Check out his
We will
Fortnite
see
clip.
y'all next week with a guest. Peace.